Yes, guys, welcome back to another live stream on the channel. We've got a very, very special live stream today, joined by an amazing guest, talking everything Arsenal's Day, guys. We're joined by Sophie from Guna Gossip TV. Make sure before we introduce her, guys, you go over to the channel right now. It's a link in the title. It's so easy to do. You click the blue app and it takes you right to the channel. Go and give her a sub. Go and check out amazing content over there. But Sophie, how you doing? Thank you very much for obviously coming on the channel as well today.
Thank you so much for inviting me on. I'm really looking forward to doing this. Yeah, it's going to be good. So thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, anytime, guys. And obviously, I was on a channel. I think literally this time last week, and we had a great show there. So make sure you definitely go over to her channel. There's some amazing content. Get some amazing guests on as well. Make sure you go and check her out. But yeah, we're gonna be obviously talking everything else today, guys. We're talking about the Bournemouth game, of course, the title race, the big game on Sunday as well at Old Trafford coming up, and a bit about some transfer news for this summer as well. So make sure you leave your opinions down below. Big up everyone in the chat. We've got Tamina, big up Tamina, Arsenal clips, Wookie Cookie, Optics, Jordan. Big up to all you guys as well. So make sure you hit that button as I leave your opinions down below. But yeah, Sophie, let's get into this. Obviously, before I do start, just if you'd like to introduce your channel and what content you obviously do, and also because what I usually do, because the first time I've got you on my channel, what sort of like inspired you to start this YouTube thing, as well as how do you also become like a Arsenal fan as well?
Yeah, so basically, my YouTube channel, like you said before, is Green Gossip TV, and I've been doing it for about 3 years actually. And I saw a few content creators, when I did it a few years ago. I think it's gotten more popular now as time's gone on, but I saw a few people do it, and I just thought, like, I've not got anything to lose by making my own channel, and I just thought, why not go for it? And yeah, I've basically just do stuff about Arsenal, like match previews, reviews, and I just like to chat with other football fans, not necessarily Arsenal fans. I mean, I do a lot of Arsenal content, but I like to mix it up a little bit. So that's sort of what I do. I mean, I've supported Arsenal since 2015, so I've not really ever seen us win anything, like a trophy. I mean, I've seen us win FA Cups, which I absolutely love, but I think, we're able to win titles. It would be amazing. But growing up, I used to love Ozil. Sanchez, they were like my heroes growing up. I thought they were amazing to watch. It's just a shame we never got to win like a league title with them because I thought they were amazing. And Wenger as well really inspired me too. So yeah, that's sort of like my journey in becoming an Arsenal fan, really.
Yeah, I think we have very similar journeys because I'm like you, obviously. I started supporting Arsenal when 2012, so
Yeah.
obviously a few years before you did. But I'm the same. Like Alexis Sanchez, oh my god, man, that guy. Yeah, that guy actually made me fall in love with this football club because obviously
Yeah.
like I wasn't old enough to see Omri's and the Burkamps and all the glory days of us when they won the Invincibles and all that. And it's just like me and you, we've only seen really the FA Cups
Yeah.
sort of with Wenger but Alexis Sanchez, man. And as you said, Ozil, Alexis, those players deserve at least a Premier League title out of it. I
Yeah.
mean,
It's a shame we didn't get that. They were so amazing to watch.
we came close in like I think 2016 when Leicester won it,
Yeah.
and we finished second that season. But that was really about it in terms of winning the league title. But no, it's still great memories of them FA Cups. We won a lot with them as well. I think we won like 3 FA Cups. We beat Hull, Villa, and Chelsea as well, didn't we? And yeah, so that's always good. But of course, I think they deserved a lot more because they were
Yeah.
absolutely amazing. But talking about, of course, Arsenal this season, of course, we are still there. We are still in the title race. Just before we move on to the game against Bournemouth, what's been your overall thoughts about this season? Have you really expected it the way how it's gone, considering where we were last season? I know what happened. We 8 points clear, and we sort of dropped off towards the end. But what's been your thoughts on Arsenal's current season so far?
I think last season, because we challenged for the league, I kind of hoped this season we would still do that again, because it would have been very, very disappointing if we just did it for one season and we weren't able to consistently keep doing it. So I'm not surprised that we are challenging for the league. I think with injuries, I think Timber, I honestly thought he would have been probably our best player, and you can't you never know what happens with injuries. So I think with that, obviously that's been a bit disappointing. I think it's been a really good season. I feel like this season, if we miss out, I'll feel more like I have more happy feelings than bad feelings. Like last season, felt really, really gutted because I genuinely thought it was our season to do it, and I knew this season other teams would be in the title race. I know Liverpool this season were doing that for a little while, so I think this season if we don't win it, obviously I'll be really gutted because we got so close, but. You know,
Yeah.
we've not given up the season. We fought all the way to the end, and last season we did give up towards the end, and we have been doing that the last few seasons. So I feel like this season it does feel more positive, and I think even if we don't win anything this season, obviously it will be disappointing. But I do believe next season we're going to win something special because I feel like you can see improvements this season with the team.
No, for sure, 100% agreed there. And yeah, I mean, there was a lot of factors on.
Yeah,
I think why we didn't win the league last season. Obviously, one of the big was because Saliba, picks up that injury, and we have to play Rob Holding there for the past couple of games. But the difference you've seen with him, because Saliba's pretty much played every single game for us this season, and you see the difference there. We're fighting towards the end. So like, what's been some of like your sort of comparing this Arsenal team to last season? Would you say our defense is better? Would you say, obviously, with the new signings coming in, Havertz, obviously Rice?
yeah.
What's been some of like the differences that you've seen from Arsenal this season?
I think defensively we were really good last season anyway. Obviously the goalkeeper situation has changed and I think Raya's doing good this season. I think it's his first season at Arsenal. He's had to adapt, to a new team with a style of play, a new manager. So that did take him a bit of time. But defensively, obviously, I feel like we're getting even better. You look at Sleeper and Gabriel, but also Ben White as well has done really good. I think the left back position is perhaps our weakness at the moment. I mean, I know we've got Kivio Tomiyasu. I know Zinchenko's not really playing, and he was a big player last season for us. So you are seeing a few players drop off a little bit, and you are seeing which players are able to take us to that next level. So I think defensively, I do feel like we're stronger this season. Of course, Declan Rice for me obviously has really helped us to get where we are right now. Obviously, I do think we would have been here, but maybe you might not have got as many points, or he might not have done as well because West Ham now you can see how important he was and how much he's missed there. And I just think he's been amazing the signing. I think he's been a big factor. Obviously, Havertz as well. Havertz, like we've said, I wasn't too sure at first, and he just feels like he's a different player now at Arsenal to what he was at Chelsea. He feels like he's come back to life, and I'm really happy for him. I think you can see he's really happy here. I think the new signings have been the right signings if you think about it. Obviously, Timber, as I mentioned, none of us would have expected him to have that big injury.
No.
Next season, I think he's going to do really good.
Yeah, no, yeah, it was obviously very surprising, obviously, the way how Timber, and a bit disappointing as well how he got injured on the first game. So unlucky for him as well, because I remember,
Yeah,
he had that great preseason. He had that great Community Shield game as well. I remember him against Man City was absolutely superb, and we was all excited to see him for the rest of the season. And he gets injured on the first game of the season. It was so unlucky for him. So obviously we've had to tinker the tweet, sort of change the team around a lot. I think you saw Arteta do that in the first couple of games where he's playing part. Am I back?
yeah, I think so. I
Man,
can
I
hear
swear.
you, but I can't see. Yeah, right. Yeah, I can hear you now.
I'm
Don't
all good.
worry.
I'm all good.
Yeah, I can hear you now. Yeah,
I'm all good. I don't know. So sorry, guys, about my
don't
McDonald's
worry.
Wi-Fi. It happens, but um, yeah, I think I was saying like, we're seeing this manager, change things around, like right back. He obviously, was playing Havertz in left centre mid. He was,
yeah,
having to, change things around, and then now we're seeing towards the end of the season it really click, and with the new signings coming in, Havertz doing bits as you said, Rice being the main guy in the midfield, and yeah, I think it's been a big part of why we are towards the end still where we are in this title race. So
yeah,
yeah, of course, going to last week's game against Bournemouth, the 3-0 win, keeping the clean sheet as well. A bit of controversy in the game. I think some very sort of strange decisions from the referee. I felt like in the first 20 minutes they should have been down to 10 men anyway, where
Yeah, that
Christie,
challenge. Yeah.
he completely studied Saka and his leg was bleeding and everything. He didn't even get a yellow card for it, letting on a red card. So I think that was a bit
Yeah.
poor there. Obviously, you had the whole penalty situation with
Mm.
Havertz. You had obviously the goal, which was disallowed by Bournemouth on the foul on the goalkeeper. And then you had Gabriel's absolute screamer, would have got goal of the season. That was disallowed as
I was
well.
gutted for
So
him.
I know that was an insane goal, man. That would have been goal of the season right there, and it got disallowed. But yeah, a 3-0 win. And for me, I look at it and I think it's just now's the end of the season. It's the result that matters at the end of the day,
Yeah.
more than the performance. But what do you make of that Bournemouth game and obviously that result and that performance on Saturday?
Yeah, I'm with you. At the moment, I don't care how we win. I know it's nice to see us playing beautiful football, which we did play. We did do that. We just weren't taking our chances. So, yeah, I just don't care how we win. I think we've just got to win these games if we want to have a good chance of winning the league. We've obviously got to do that. I think obviously the Saka. I think that should have been a red card. Definitely, you could see. He was like bleeding on us. Like it looked quite a dangerous tackle. I think the penalty situation is quite an interesting one because I think if it was given the other way, I would be a bit upset. I think it was a soft penalty, but honestly, I don't care because I think it gave us confidence for the rest of the game. Yeah, I think it was obviously really good as well. See Declan Rice score. I can't really complain. I think it was, yeah, I think we did. We got 3 goals. I can't complain. We kept clean sheet. I mean, I know Bournemouth also had a chance where they could have scored, and that goal got ruled out. I think it was a bit of a harsh decision for Bournemouth. I think, yeah, I think Bournemouth will probably be a bit frustrated with that penalty incident, but I also think we were good enough to win, and we took our chances, and we could have scored a lot more actually with the chances we did have, but. I think, like you say, these 3 points are the most important now. Every game is so important, and obviously with United coming up as well, like 3 points are the most important. If we want to win the league, that's what we've got to do. But I think it was a good game for us. I think we can be happy with that. And obviously, getting a clean sheet is obviously really important too.
Yeah, no, most definitely. Yeah, 100% agreed there. I wanted to ask you about just a few individual players, which
Mhm.
I'd obviously to talk about in the Bournemouth game because once again, Trossard scoring, yeah, again, 16th goal for him this season. But the guy who's meant to be playing there, Martinelli, even when he came off the bench, I thought, I remember him having this run and he had his head down and everything, and
Mhm.
ended up, tripping over. It just looks to me like Martinelli's got no more sort of confidence left in the guy. I don't know what's happened to him, this season because we all know the level that Martinelli can get out. We all know the
Yeah,
standard that Martinelli can be, and this season he's not got anywhere near that. And at the moment, Trossard's been keeping him out of his place, in my opinion.
yeah.
So, firstly, what's been your thoughts on obviously Trossard, and what do you think is going wrong with Martinelli?
Yeah, I think Martinelli. I was thinking about this the other day as well on the show. Like it's kind of sad how it's gone now. He doesn't really start. I mean, you couldn't argue Trossard playing. Plus, Trossard deserves to have that chance to start. But I think Martinelli. Like I don't know if his injuries are catching up on him and he's sort of struggling with that. But I just think he has been quite poor recently. And I think at the moment, all he can do is come off the bench. I think, if he played, he might not take that chance. He might not be fit enough to play. I don't know. It is a difficult one. But I think with Trossard, I feel like he's probably one of our most underrated players. I really do value him. I think, you know, even when he comes off the bench, he always, makes that moment to score. And yeah, I think he's been absolutely amazing. I love him. I think he's incredible. I know that we were going to get Mudryk and then we got him, and a lot of fans might have been a bit disappointed, but I think he's probably been a better signing. And I think he's just like that impactful signing. Like for me, when we had Giroud would come off the bench and he would definitely assist, he would score. He reminds me of him a little bit with the impact he has in the games.
Mm. Yeah, no, no, no. He's definitely someone in. Even if he doesn't start Trossard, you can always bring him off the bench, and
Yeah.
you can change the game just like that. He's done it multiple times with us. Like even at the start of the season against Man City when he came on in the Community Shield game, I remember he came on and obviously scored that equalizer, which only we went on to win that. And then the Chelsea game as well, Stamford Bridge, he came off and came on and actually got us a goal there as well. So he's definitely a big game player. He definitely can turn up in the big moments. I wanted to ask you about this midfield as well that we've been seeing with Partey, Odegaard, and Rice. Obviously, we saw it against Chelsea, Tottenham, and now Bournemouth. Now, there's been lots of talk about Partey maybe moving on because of his injury concerns and his injury, record and him not playing enough this season. But how impressed have you been with this midfield? The three in midfield, and do we continue, going like this for, of course, the long run for next season as well?
Yeah, it does feel like the perfect, trio there. I think it works really well. I know we've seen a lot of Jorginho this season, and to be fair, Jorginho has really deserved to play. And I think sometimes it's good to have Jorginho in there because he gives you that control and that calmness in the play. But I think Partey for me, I really do like him. I think since he's come back from injury, it's been really lovely to see him back in the team. We know with Partey with his injuries, he doesn't have the best record. I know he can't help it. It's just his way of adapting to the league. The league is I think the Premier League is quite a fast-paced league. It's quite hard to be in. Some players come and really do well. Partey has done well here at Arsenal. Don't get me wrong, but his injuries obviously are a concern. I know that he still has a bit of time left on his contract, so I think I would either. I don't know if I wouldn't want him to go on a free though. That's the thing. Like, I don't know if we should
Yeah,
tell him now and then get the money for him. But the thing is, with his injuries, I don't know how much money we would get for him. But then there's also that argument about keeping him for next season. I think if we do keep him next season, I still think there's always room for improvement around the team. But yeah, I personally would like to keep him. I would say I'm also partly open for offers if it was a really good offer for him. But I don't know how much
yeah,
we'd get for him though, because I feel like he would want an injury prone player. I mean, he's been injured for half of the season. He's always injured every season. But I feel like he would be hard to replace though if we got rid of him. That's the only issue. Like, I feel like he's so good. You can't find someone on his level. So yeah, I feel
yeah.
like I'm open for both to keep him, but not to keep him. But what do you think? Would you like to see Partey stay or?
Yeah, for me, it's one of those ones really. Like I've always been a massive fan of Thomas Partey. I've always said when he's fully fit, I honestly generally think he's so one of our most
Yeah,
important players. He's so vital to the midfield, and I just think what we've seen of him, just how the other players around him as well, have that advantage with him playing there as well.
yeah,
Like you see Declan Rice in the number 8 role now. He's able to have more freedom. He's able to get more goals, create more chances. Push forward a lot more. You see it the same with Odegaard as well. I think he's just so good in there to obviously dictate obviously that midfield. But it's one of those ones. If an offer comes in with a lot of money,
yeah,
then you may have to look at it and feel okay. So someone said Partey will also have 1 year of his contract after summer as well. So you may have to look at it and think, you know what, maybe if a club comes in with a lot of money, maybe moving on and
yeah,
then go and get some new midfielders in there to obviously replace him. But if that doesn't happen, then I'm 100% down for keeping this guy. I get
yeah,
injury concerns is an issue, but I'm 100% down for obviously keeping this guy as well because I think
yeah.
he's so important.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
definitely agree. I think it's like you said, it does depend on the price as well. And if you do keep him till his contract runs out, then he would obviously go on a free and would be. It's about if we want to get money for him. I don't know how much money we'd get for him though because he's injured a lot. But yeah, I
Yeah.
think I'm open, like you say, to both parts. I think if we can't really get the money for him, then he may as well just stay and help us next season. Hopefully, win more stuff.
Yeah, yeah, for sure. It's gonna be very interesting summer to see. Obviously, players gonna go be leaving, and obviously players coming in as well. But
Yeah,
in terms of obviously this title race now, we've got 2 games left. As we will talk about the Man United game very shortly. But who we're up against? Man City. Once again, Wolves. They absolutely battered Wolves at 5-1 game. The thing is, right, they even like we were 4 points clear of them as well before they even played against Wolves because we played first, didn't we? When
yeah,
they have added pressure on them, yeah. Oh my god, Arsenal 4 points clear. They still, it's not even like they get over the line. Yeah, it's not like they scrape a win. They batter
I
teams
know.
now. Yeah, I mean Wolves 5 goals, Haaland scoring 4. Brighton, battered Brighton as well. Do you look at this Man City side and see? I mean, well, the game's coming up. I know they've got Fulham next. Tottenham is coming up for them. They got West Ham on our game this season as well.
Yeah, it's
Is there
tough.
any way, any possibility that you see this Man City side dropping points? So that's what it's going to take for us to win this league title.
Yeah, it's really tough. I mean, the Wolves game, honestly, that was a joke. I mean, I know when the pressure's on us, we're the ones who struggle. So they know how to deal with that. They've been at high level for a long time. I think it's tough. Listen, Spurs, right? Spurs have been really bad recently. I don't remember how many games they've lost on. I think it might have been 3 or 4, but I see it as Spurs are not going to want us to win the league, and if they draw, that helps us. But then also they can't lose another game, and I'm not confident about the Spurs. Fulham is the one that I'm thinking a possibility, but then West Ham as well. With Moyes leaving, like there's potential. I mean, I'm personally expecting like them to win all their games. Like I'm trying not to get my hopes up because I think as well, we've got United and United obviously have been terrible, especially last night, but they could just turn it up for us and make it difficult for us. Because our away record against them away isn't the best, but I do have confidence we can win our games, but I think there's potential with Man City to drop points, but I'm not hopeful they will because they've just got so many incredible players like Haaland,
Yeah,
Foden, De Bruyne. It's a joke the squad they have. So
yeah.
I'm not feeling hopeful, but I do always have like a little bit of hope left because I think you've always got to believe that it can happen and we can obviously win the league.
Yeah, no, I mean, I'm just looking at their last games, and obviously you see the Tottenham one, and I don't know what it is, but they always Tottenham seems to have this thing
Yeah,
where
it's
they
like they're
always,
both a team.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly, they always seem to get something out of the game. Yeah, even this season when they played them at Etihad, it was a crazy 3-3 game, wasn't it?
Oh,
So and
yeah.
they have them obviously White Hart Lane as well. So they are at home, and they seem to have this thing about getting results against Man City. So, but as you said, like, are they going to look at it and think because I still think they have top four to play for. They have to win all their games, and they have to obviously hope Villa lose both their games, right? So, Postecoglou getting top four in his first season would be massive as well. So surely
Mm.
they should be up for it. But then is it the thing where they're looking at it as well? Like Arsenal, biggest rivals. If we beat Man City, Arsenal can go on, and most likely will go on. If we win our 2 games, go on to win the league as well. So we're
Yeah,
literally
it's tough. Yeah, it's hard because I know they're 7 points away from where Villa are. They've had so many chances to get top four, and they're just not taking their chances. So, I
yeah,
think I think if they were maybe 3 points behind Villa, they have something to fight for. But I feel like they've not really got much to fight for. There's still a chance, obviously, they can reach top four, but I don't think it's likely because they're like so much behind Villa, and Villa will obviously want to stay where they are and get top four. So it is hard because Man City are playing teams that don't really have anything to fight for. I mean, United. I think obviously Everton are going to stay up.
yeah,
I know there's that Europa League spot with United, but yeah, I think because they've got the cup final, they probably want to focus on
yeah.
that as well. But yeah, I think it's going to be so tough. But I just really hope they can drop points. It'd be amazing if we could win it.
It would. It honestly would, and that is what's got. That's what needs to happen for us to obviously win this league this season. That's how crazy it's been this season. Because as much as I mean, check this out. Yeah, I think we scored the most goals. We conceded the less goals. We had the most clean sheets. We've beat Man City. We haven't lost Man City home or away. We haven't lost Liverpool home and away. But yet still, we are City right now have the advantage ahead of us. I mean, look, of course, I think we can both agree we'd be buzzing in terms of if this team goes to the wire, wins these 2 games, gives you their all, you know, as Arsenal
Yeah.
fans, that's what we really asked for. But is there games you look back on this season and feel like, if only we got a result there?
I think a lot of people look to the Villa one, and I get why, but I think for me, the Fulham game where we drop points is the one that I think,
Yeah,
because with Villa, right, they obviously have improved a lot under Unai Emery, and they're a great side, and it would have been hard for us at that point to win all of our games. I think, yeah, I think the Fulham one for me is a game where you think. we should be winning that. I mean, before Dubai, we were really going through a rough patch. We could barely win any games, and obviously things changed. But I'd probably say them two. I mean, I know at the start of the season when we played Spurs, we drew with them, and I thought that was a game for us to win really at home. So I'd probably say a mixture of them. It's going to be hard, I think, if we lose out by like 2 points or how many points there is there. I think it will be very disappointing. I mean, when we drew with Man City, I have no regrets about that actually because, like you said before, getting 4 points against Man City is a massive achievement for us. Because don't forget, a few seasons ago, we would have gotten battered like 5-0, 4-0.
Yeah.
It was always really difficult to beat Man City, and we've overcome that, and I think that's a really positive thing. So I think the 0-0 draw was a good result for us. So I feel like the draws, against Fulham really are the ones that you might look back on and think, why couldn't we have just won that? But I think the Villa one as well. I think that game was just really terrible in general. Because we were getting so close, and obviously there is still a bit of a chance we can do it. But I think there are quite a few games you will look back and think we should have won that.
Yeah, no, for sure. And it's just, I also think like I look at City and look at Pep Guardiola. We know how good of a manager, a world class manager
Yeah,
he is. He's here looking at it as well because obviously they didn't win the Carabao Cup, they didn't win the Champions League this season. They only have the FA Cup really if they don't win the Premier League. So
yeah,
it will be a pretty underwhelming season in my opinion. Just considering the fact that they did treble last
mhm,
season and how well they did last season. To come this season and only win the FA Cup, I think City fans will be. I know they've won a trophy out of it, and that's always amazing to win a trophy. But I still think City fans will be a bit,
mhm.
frustrated because they're also going for a four in a row as well. I don't think no team's ever done that in Premier League history, winning
Yeah,
four in a row.
exactly. Yeah, I mean, you can see what Pep's won here, and obviously winning the Champions League last season is great, and they did so well with that. And I don't know, I mean, like you say, we've never seen a team win this much, so it'd be great to stop that. And I think this season, I don't think pundits and people have generally expect us to win it. So I think if we won it as well, you're proving a lot of people wrong. And I think if we see Arteta get over the line with winning some silverware, I think it will tell people a lot about what he's able to do with Arsenal. But yeah, it's tough. It's hard to compete with Man City because we know the squad they have compared to all the Liverpool. We've not got that type of squad. So I think yeah, I think we've worked really hard, and like you said, I think for us, all we can do is win our games and focus on what we're doing. But it's going to be tough, really, if we do lose out. And Pep, obviously, the league's their only focus, like it is for us. I think with the Champions League, I never expected us to win it, really. So I always wanted us to
Yeah.
focus on the league as well. But I think because we're both focusing on that, I know they're in a cup final, but I think the league is obviously really good for them to want to do it as well.
Yeah, absolutely spot on there. Yeah. Look, next game, of course, Old Trafford, United away. I'm sure you saw them last night, got absolutely battered by Crystal Palace.
Yeah.
Hey, that club is an absolute mess. It really is a complete and utter mess. I know they got a few injuries, yeah, and they're playing Casemiro as centre back. I think they're going to do the same against Arsenal. But
Mm.
this is the thing for me going into this game. It's obviously you look on paper this season, you feel like wow, the teams are just levels apart. Arsenal, Man United team, everything is just we are clearer than this season, right? But it's just that whole Old Trafford factor for me, which worries me. Well, not
Yeah.
worries me, but gives me a bit of something to really look at and sit there. Okay, we should be going there and battering them, right? With all due respect, we should be going there and I mean, just the way they've been
Yeah.
playing this season, just the way we've been playing this season, we should be going there and of course battering them, yeah. But just the Old Trafford factor, like we have an awful record. Even last season, we even played well in the game, I thought,
Mm.
but we lost the game 3-1. So I mean, and even this season as well, it could have been a different game if Garnacho's goal, which is a total offside by the way, but
That was crazy, that
that
game,
was
honestly.
and it took 2 late goals for us to obviously beat them, and also we went 1-0 down from Rashford. So yeah, it's always Arsenal, Man United. It's always one of those games really where it can cause. Well, I say cause an upset because of how Man United have fallen down massively and how good we have been, the recent years. But other
Yeah.
than the Old Trafford factor, I'm very very confident that this team will go there and be similar to the Tottenham game in terms of 3-0 up inside the first half, because I look at this Man United side, right? And I look at their defense, I know they've got injuries, but they're going to play Casemiro again and Johnny Evans, right? Their midfield, I'm pretty sure Bruno Fernandes is out injured. Their attack as well. I think, we spoke about it on your channel about Marcus Rashford, yeah?
Yeah,
How the guy's just lost all his confidence. Like, he's not the same player. I mean, they got Anthony. Don't get me started on him. The only one I really rate is probably Hoyland up front. That's it. So we
yeah,
should be going there and really, of course, this result, that's all that matters. The 3
yeah.
points. But go there and batter these lot, because I really think we can. But what's your thoughts this game at Old Trafford?
It's weird because I think of it in two ways. I think of it, if Crystal Palace can beat you 4-0, then surely we can beat you by even more. Um, but then, like you said, our record isn't great. Even when United haven't had the best season, the games we've played has always been quite a nerve-wracking game until we've obviously scored a few goals. Yeah, it's the game we played in this season. The Emirates was really scary. I mean, we were the
Yeah.
best team, and then they nearly went 2-1 up, and I just thought, oh my god, like what is going on? It and Gabriel saved us there. That was a genius move from him. But yeah, it's weird. I think if we were at the Emirates, I would be even more confident. I
Yeah.
think it being away makes us anxious, but I do think we've obviously got a really good away fans, but I think the pressure's on us now to win this. But I think we've got to just win, and doesn't matter how we win, we've just got to do that. We've got to be at our best. But I think with their injuries, we obviously must beat them because Maguire has actually been one of the better defenders recently, and he's obviously injured. But I watched them last night, and I just yeah. I mean, Crystal Palace were obviously clinical and they deserve that credit, but I thought United were just didn't look like a team. They were you just look to ourselves and think we've got to beat this team considering how we've played throughout the season. But it will be. I think if we lost the title to that, I'd be really devastated. I think we might not win it, but we still got to have that hope, and winning these games gives us more hope and that we can do it. Um, but like you said, it's about ending the season on a high. It's going to be really difficult being away, but
Yeah.
yeah, I'm with you. I think we can do it. I don't think it will be easy, because I feel like the rivalry between us and United is still there. I think, especially online, with fans, there's still that
Yeah.
bit there. I feel like now it's probably not. United aren't really up there, like us and City are. So it's not kind of there as it used to be, back in the days. But I feel like there's still a bit of heat there. There's still a bit of tension, especially with us and United fans. So I think it's a massive game. It's a really big game, and it's a game that I do always look forward to. It's always exciting playing them. But yeah, we've really got to win that game.
Yeah, most definitely. And look, in terms of obviously team selection wise, would you keep it, the same as it's been, or would you change anything?
I don't think we need to change anything. The left back position, and I've seen stuff online about Tomiyasu. I don't know if he's trained and he might not be available. So
Oh wow.
I like Kivior a lot. I think he's great. I think he could fill in there. I'm not honestly not too forced if Arteta picks Jorginho or Partey, because I think they're both really good. I mean, be good to see Partey, but I know he's been getting a lot of minutes, so. But yeah, I think attacking wise, I think you've just got to keep it the same. Havertz is doing really
Yeah.
good. He's got a lot of confidence. We know Trossard as well. Saka obviously is starting to get more goals, and Saka loves scoring against United. So yeah, I think with Martinelli, I think it'd be good to see more of him, and maybe bring him on a bit earlier, depending on how the game goes. But yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think you can change much. I think you've got to keep it the same. But I don't really know what we're going to do about the left back, because if Tomiyasu was injured, then you might have to play Kivior. But I think it's good to kind of have the same team, so the team can have that stability. But regarding that midfield, I don't mind Jorginho Partey because I feel like I've got
Yeah.
that trust in them that they can do the job.
That left back is interesting because I actually didn't see that about Tomiyasu. This first time I'm hearing it from you, but I mean, another player who's very injury prone. If he's injured out again, it's like how many times this guy pick up an
It's a
injury?
shame. He's such a good player. I love
Such a good
Tomiyasu,
player.
but
Yeah, he's a
the
great player, isn't
joke,
he?
yeah.
He's a great player, and it's just the injuries let him down all the time. So left back wise, for me, I agree. I think Kivior's showing this season, even though he's a centre back predominantly, he still, covered at left back very, very well. He's very solid defensively, and yeah, he's quite physical as well. So I think that's a very good option. And I think I spoke to you about Zinchenko before. Defensively, yeah, nah, no, thank you. I
I
mean,
just don't feel comfortable with him at the
that,
moment.
that- that's the issue. Like, I feel like he's such good player in terms of going forward and technically, and he brings a lot in terms of Arteta's system and the way how he wants to play, right? But
Yeah,
just play the guy in midfield for me because he plays there for his country, Ukraine. He's played there all his life at Ukraine. Like, played there for Arsenal. I don't think we've. I know he inverts in there, but I don't think we've ever seen Arteta even start the guy as a midfielder before. So I really think he should try that out, and hopefully he's, because left back, I just think he gets caught out. He can't really defend, and he's always out of
yeah,
position, which really teams sort of target that as a weak point as well. So when Kiwi was there, I think it's fine. But
yeah.
other than that, yeah, I think spot on there. I mean, midfield again. I don't really mind if he goes Jorginho, to be honest.
Mhm, yeah.
But I really wanted to stick with Partey, Odegaard, and Rice, and obviously the attack you can't change as well. They've been on absolute fire. So
Yeah, you
yeah,
can't really make. Yeah, I think it'd be silly to make any changes up there unless there's injuries. I mean, yeah, I think the left back's definitely a position. I mean, we've never really seen Zinchenko in midfield. I don't think Arteta's ever really tried him there.
no,
I think he should. I think obviously now it's probably too late to do that because we can't really make any big risks at the moment.
no.
Because if it backfires on us and then we lose it, it's obviously going to affect us. But I would be open to see Sinchenko in that position. I like him going forward, but as we mentioned, um, defensively we do see him getting caught out, and it's not really helping us. So, yeah, we've not really seen a lot of him at the end of the season, and I think Arteta, is seeing what we're seeing. But yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see what happens the lineup. But I'm with you. I don't expect to see many changes really.
Yeah, for sure. Wookie Gree says Saka is strapping on his leg, apparently.
Hope he's all right.
Um, I hope he's all right, but well, I'm not surprised. I mean, his legs was bleeding against
Oh, that looked
Bournemouth.
terrible, that.
I'm not
But do you know
surprised.
what? Do you know what I saw on Twitter? Someone was saying that he's not got great shin pads, and I just thought that's not an excuse for the tackle that the guy made on him. Like, it doesn't matter if his shin pads are rubbish, but that tackle was awful.
It was what? It was shocking. I was baffled that he didn't even he got nothing. The ref just
It was
not even yellow
ridiculous.
card.
Yeah,
It was just
I know.
nothing.
I couldn't believe.
But no, I think look with Saka, obviously it's always concern with him because we know how this guy, he's one of our key players, if not one of our best players, right? He's sort of having a great season as well.
Mhm.
I think he's got 18 goals in all competitions now. It might have been a bit
Yeah.
more than that if I'm not mistaken, but he's having a great season still. But for you, is there a concern there with Saka in terms of when it comes towards the end of the season, and you see so many teams sort of double up on him, that the defense always try and take this guy out, and is that a concern there, knowing that we haven't got like a proper replacement for him if something touch wood, or if he needs to have a rest for a game, because next season we're going to be playing 4 competitions. Champions League, there'll be more
Yeah.
games because of the new format as well. We'll be playing more teams, like we could play Madrid and Bayern Munich in the group stage, because that's what it's going to be like. So is that a concern for you, like with Saka being our only predominant right winner?
Yeah, I think he's played a lot of football this season, but I think he's also wanted to do that because he wants to be, like as good as Foden. He wants to be up there. So I think he's wanted to do that. I do feel though, if he got injured, we would be in trouble. I mean, I know you could probably play Trossard Martinelli there. You'd probably have to. Reece Nelson, I really like him, but I just don't think he could step up to Saka's level. So we don't have anyone there that we can really replace him with. So I do feel like in the summer, I'm not sure, who we could get in that position, but I do feel like he needs to rest sometimes. Like, I know he probably won't want to rest. So, but if he gets injured, that's a big problem for us. So I do feel like we need to bring someone in for that. But yeah, it is hard, Saka. I think a lot of people have been quite harsh on him this season. I think he scored in important games. Bayern Munich game
Yeah.
was a massive goal for him. Spurs one as well. So yeah, I think he's doing his best, and obviously he gets kicked about a lot, which will obviously affect his body as well and how he's playing. And though he's probably he's been one of our best players for a while. So I suppose people target him because they see him as a danger to them. But yeah, I think he definitely needs someone to come in. Like Tierney came in, and obviously Zinchenko took his place. But I think competition would be quite healthy and good for Saka to have at the club. I think it'd be nice to see someone else come in as well, but I'd still obviously want to see Saka play all the time.
Yeah, yeah, of course. No, yeah, I 100% agree. I just think, yeah, I think he deserves to be our main guy there. But I think you're right. He just needs that competition there, just so as fans, I think we'll feel a bit more confident and a bit more comfortable is the right word really to use with Saka. Like, oh, we don't have to, sort of worry about him getting injured every single game because there's no one there
Yeah,
to really replace him. So when we have a proper replacement there, give him a bit of competition as well. I always think it will boost him in terms of he needs to step up every single game as well. I think it will make him a better player in general as well. So, yeah, definitely, I'm all for that. But what is, of course, your score prediction for the game on Sunday?
Um, I reckon I you know what, I feel like it could be quite a good win. I think I'm gonna go 2-0. I
Mm.
would be surprised to see us keep a clean sheet, but I do feel quite confident that we're able to beat them. Obviously, I would love us to like score five past them, or do a Chelsea against them. That'd be amazing. But like you said, we need those wins. Doesn't matter how we play, really. So, yeah, I'm going to go 2-0 to Arsenal. What about you? What's your score prediction?
I said it yesterday. I'm going very confident. Yeah, I think I agree. I think we can make a clean sheet, but I'm going 3-0. 3-0 away
Yeah,
win for Arsenal. I think we're gonna go there. I don't see them scoring against us. I don't see any one of those players giving us too much
yeah.
issues,
Don't think
and the
how, yeah.
defense as well. Just the whole everything's a mess at that club. We saw happened yesterday. They got battered 4-0 by Palace. Yeah, I know Palace. They got a new manager. He's doing well for them, but come on, 4-0 to Palace is like it's embarrassing. There's a lot going wrong at Manchester United for sure, with the whole manager as well in Ten Hag. So the fans are so divided. It's just a complete and utter mess. So yeah, I agree with you. I thought, of course, it's a result. All that matters is the 3 points. No matter how we get them, I couldn't care if we won 1-0 and we scraped
Yeah.
it. If we got the 3 points, we get the 3 points at the end of the day. But of course, we'd love because going back to that year, I think 2012 when it does 8-2 at Old Trafford. Yeah, nightmares. So it would really be nice to battle these lot because
Oh, it would
you
be
know
lovely. Yeah.
yeah, it would because not just like the club, but the obviously Man United is a massive club, and we've always had that rivalry with them, even many years ago, and they've had a mad downfall and a mad drop off, but just their fans in general as well. It'd be great to get one over them because they love to give all this mouth and give us all this chest.
They're a nightmare online, especially. Yeah, we've got to beat them by. I'd love us to thrash them. Yeah.
I love it. I'd absolutely love it. So yeah, I've gone 3-0 as well. But yeah, before we do, I want to move on to the looking ahead a bit about this summer window coming up because I think it's opening, of course, this year, a month's time in June. So it's getting closer. Arsenal, of course, has always been linked with every single player under the sun, as we always are. But all these windows, but I want to get your thoughts on sort of your ideal transfer window and what positions you want to see and maybe throwing some names that you'd like to see Arsenal sort of go out there and sign in the summer.
Yeah, I think I've mentioned a lot about the strikers. Definitely the one that I think would definitely improve us. So I'm quite open with those options. Tony, Isaac, Watkins. I mean, it depends if we could also bring someone from a different league, which I'd be open to as well. I think we've definitely got to do that. Yeah, I think it's gonna. I think the left backs. I mean, I don't see Tierney really coming back into this team, but obviously, I think I'd be open to it. But if not, I think we definitely need left back. I think midfield is going to be one that we should definitely improve. I think obviously, if we keep Partey, I know Jorginho might be extending his deal, which I think Jorginho is a good squad player to have. But yeah, I think we've definitely got to keep our options open in midfield. I mean, Onana for Everton, I've always quite liked. I
Yeah.
don't know if we would really get him, how much that would be. But I like Eze as well from Crystal Palace. I think Crystal Palace have got quite a few good players that I do like, especially yesterday. They really were doing amazing. But I suppose it depends how much we would pay. But I think now we've seen the potential we can get to. So I feel like we definitely need to add. And I see Ramsdale as well leave, and then we'd have to bring a replacement just as a second goalkeeper. But yeah, I think obviously, I think just having a winger for Saka, obviously,
Yeah.
Martinelli as well. I mean, I know we've got a lot of injury-prone players in the team. I do wonder who we will move on as well, because I know we do have a lot of players that don't really play. And who Cedric's still part of the squad. El Neni, I don't mind El Neni being part of the squad actually, because I feel like he probably brings a lot of like positive vibes, and he's happy just being part of the squad. So I'm not too bothered about him. I think with Reece Nelson, I think he's not really playing much Nketiah as well. I know Jesus was linked to move. Arsenal were open to maybe selling him, but I wouldn't mind keeping Jesus as a squad player as well. But yeah, I feel like they're probably the positions we need to strengthen in. But I definitely, even though we're scoring a lot of goals at the moment, I feel like we need all like Thierry Henry, we need a future legend here as a striker. I did think Jesus, I was hoping he could be that, but obviously don't
Mm.
think he's able to do that. So I think like it'd be really good to bring in a striker, but I know Newcastle have obviously got a few good players there, so we'll just have to see what happens with that.
No, yeah, I pretty much agree with you there with all the positions. Really, I feel the striker for me is the main priority. I think we needed that, and it's not because Jesus is a bad player by any means. So I just think we need someone to give him a bit of competition. Really, I think Eddie and Nketiah
Yeah,
needs to go. I just think Jesus, and we need a different type of striker than Jesus, because Jesus is a very
yeah.
good player, but for me, in terms of scoring goals, it's not his strong point. And it
Mm,
may sound a bit weird as a striker, but he also brings a lot elsewhere in
yeah.
terms of link up play, everything like that. He's a very skillful player, brings a lot to our team. He can play on the wing as well. So yeah, I definitely think striker's main priority. But I agree with you. That is the main thing. I feel obviously the midfielder we know about, and yeah, as you said, the competition for Saka as well has to be there as well. But we've got a question here from Wookie Cookie. He says, "Would you go big on Isaac for 95 million?" or get Benjamin Sheshko for half of that and use the other in half in the other areas. What do you think about that, Soph?
I mean, it depends how much we would be willing to buy on other positions, because I think in the summer, if we just got Isaac, don't get me wrong, it would definitely improve us, but we definitely need to improve in different areas. So I think it depends if we were going to spend more money in different areas, but I feel like, yeah, I don't know if I'd want to pay that much for him, but I do think he is worth a lot. I mean, Declan Rice was worth 100, and he's definitely been way more than that. So I think I'd be open to buying Isaac for that, but I think it depends if we were still going to spend money in different areas, because,
Yeah,
obviously left backs a bit of a suspect,
yeah.
midfield and the wing. So yeah, I think I'd probably spend that, but like I said, it doesn't. If we won't spend money in different areas, then I don't think that will really properly improve us.
For me, I feel like it's important for me, like, to go and get that striker. I think it's the main priority. So I would spend a lot of money for a striker, whether it's Isaac, whether it's Ollie Watkins from Aston Villa, it's Gyökeres from Sporting. There's plenty of strikers out there. I think I would spend a lot of money on a striker, because I think that's our main priority that we need. I
Yeah,
think that'll elevate us massively. Benjamin Sesko is a good shout, and he's a much more cheap alternative. I think it's 45 million, something like that, from Leipzig. I haven't watched a lot of him because I don't watch Leipzig, but I've seen his name going around. I watched him only Champions League when he played against Real Madrid, and he looked very, very sharp. He looked like a very good striker. So for me, I would go and buy the main striker for a lot of money,
yeah,
similar to what we did last season when we splashed 100 million Declan Rice. You saw what happened to our squad; it's elevated us massively. I thought we need to do something similar with that. So I think we will have money left over, and if we sell players as well, because we may have to sacrifice someone like Partey if it comes to it, or someone like even Gabriel Jesus, because I've seen a lot of talk about him moving on.
Yeah,
You get good money from this one of those ones where you may have to look at it and think, all right, we may need more positions, so just sacrifice him to also get a few more, players that will elevate us, next season. So it could be one of those ones, but definitely
yeah,
think spend a big. I mean, there's alternatives out there. Like I know there's like Joshua Zerski from Bologna. He's having a great season. As you said, Benjamin Šeško from Leipzig. I think even Ivan Tony now. I think he's only the price tag has dropped rapidly to I
yeah.
think 40 million or 50 million. It's a good amount of money there. So yeah, it's going to be a very interesting summer for sure. It's going to be a very interesting summer, and I'm really looking forward to it indeed. But look, with the players, so say we do get a striker, obviously the midfield. If we get all the priorities, how far do you see Arsenal going? Next season, do you think it'll be enough to win the league in terms of going Champions League as well? What do you think?
Yeah, I think yeah, depending on if we bought in those positions. Obviously with injuries you can't predict them. We'd have to hope, we've got enough there to be okay. But I think obviously next season will be our second season back in the Champions League, and I think we could go far, I think this season I expect us to get to the quarterfinals because it's our first season. We've got to be realistic about it. Um so I kind of expected that. Well, next season I reckon we could even get to a final. So I think we could go above a semi-final. I think if we got to a final, if we didn't win it, it would be difficult. But we're able to get to these finals. I think the trophy situation has got to change next season. I think we
Yeah.
definitely have to win silverware because it's been. I know the Community Shield we did win, which obviously is a good trophy to win at the start of the season, but we did need to be winning. FA Cups. I mean, League Cup, I wouldn't even mind. I think it's just the
Yeah.
fact we're winning trophies. But I think with the league, I think if we bring a few more signings in, as well as this team we've got now, I think we could definitely win the league next season. I mean, we're improving every season. I think we've just got to make sure we don't fall short next season if we don't win it this season. So, yeah, I feel like the squad we have now is good enough to win things. So I think if we added on players into that squad, I definitely think we can definitely win things next season.
Yeah, I agree. And look, I mean, I was looking at this season. I was so gutted when we obviously got, even when we got knocked out of the League Cup, because I'm with you. I really wanted to win the League Cup. People give it
This it,
always say
yeah.
Mickey Mouse trophy in this, but at the end of the day, Arsenal Football Club have only won 2 League Cups in our history, and I wouldn't mind it. It's still a trophy at the end of the day, and it's still for me a big thing to do is go Wembley and win a Carabao Cup, a League Cup. I still think it'll be good, and I think with the squad that even this season we had, I still think we could have done a lot more better in that League Cup. I think we could have gone all the way because I think obviously the final was Liverpool and Chelsea. I think
Yeah.
City was knocked out by Newcastle, so I just don't think we took that too seriously. And the FA Cup as well is technically our trophy because we've won it the most times out of anyone else. So it's always good to win it. And FA Cup's a magical trophy. It's a great trophy as well. So
Yeah.
I really wanted to win a trophy this season. And I think that's what we definitely have to do, next season. And I think we can go all the way if we get our main striker, we get a
Yeah.
midfielder, we really elevate this squad. I think we can go really far and win the Premier League title because we're going so short this season. I mean, there's still a slight chance. 2 games left. We win 2 games. We see what happens. We may
Yeah.
win it this season. Who knows? But I definitely
Yeah.
think next season it has to be our year because we'll be going on 21 years without a league title,
I
and
know.
obviously Champions League we've obviously never won. So with new format as well, this whole new league system format that's going to do in the group stages with more games as well against tougher opponents we could face. So
Yeah.
yeah, I definitely think if we get our squad right next season, I think we can do bits. I really do. And I know as Arsenal fans, we say that every single season. It's going to be our year. It's going to be our year. It's going to be our year, and it never happens. But I just generally think if we do the right things, if Edu, this board, if Ante gets the players that he wants, and
Yeah.
because he will be getting backed up. Apparently, I've heard they're going to give him another 200 million to spend, so he will spend 1 billion as an Arsenal manager. I think, yeah, definitely time to start delivering. trophies for sure. But yeah, look, Soph, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much for coming on the channel today. Just quickly, if you want to shout out your content you got coming up as well.
Thank you so much for having me on. I've really enjoyed coming on your channel, and I hope you do get to 8K soon and you're doing amazing things. So it's been really lovely to come on. But yeah, I'm hopefully doing a video with Robbie from AFTV. I'm doing a video of Amanda from the same old Arsenal podcast on Friday. If you want to tune in at 7:30 to watch that. But yeah, I do. I've probably got a few, live. I do like doing live streams. Just chatting with the audience. It's really nice. So yeah, that's sort of what I'm doing. If you want to subscribe, it's Schooner Gossip TV, but please do hit the like button on this video, guys, and subscribe to Josh's channel. And it has been really lovely to come on.
Yeah, for sure. And look, you're welcome, anytime, whenever you want to come on again, we can sort something out. Because yeah, as I said, I think really enjoyed talking to you today with of course Arsenal, and fingers crossed, like we can have a bit of hope. City, our players like maybe Leno, Masterclass, Willian, Awobi, ex-Gooners, coming back.
Yeah, hopefully they can help us.
Rivals, hopefully Tottenham helping us out as well. But yeah, look, even if we don't win it this season, it's gonna be a massive season next season, and I'm gonna be very excited for, especially with the windows and the summer transfers coming in hopefully as well. So it's gonna be massive. But yeah, guys, if you're not already, make sure you go over to Sophie's channel. Links literally, as I said, pinned to the title. Go over there, drop her a sub. Everyone already go and check out some of her videos. She does some amazing content as well. Make sure you follow on other social media. She's on Twitter and Instagram as well. So make sure you go and check her out on there. But yeah, guys, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks everyone who tuned in today. Thanks everyone who left their comments down below as well. Really appreciate you guys. I will be back in about half an hour for the Champions League. Of course, we'll be covering PSG and Dortmund. And we're back tomorrow as well with Bayern Munich. Real Madrid, Bayern Munich. And then obviously I'll be through previews. I'm going to try and find a few Man United fans to come on the channel as well for the previews, of course. So stay tuned for that, people. Big up everyone who tuned in. Come on, you Gunners. Let's continue this, winning form towards the end of the season, and let's hope that Man City drop and slip up. But we're getting out of it, guys. Enjoy the rest of your evenings, and as always, guys, come on, you Gunners.